left channel, right channel, center. Hi, everybody. I really am. Hang on just a sec. I need to kill this real quick. Stand by. Okay, that should be better. Um, this is going to be a little bit different than I'm normally used to. I'm really sorry. Um, that everything is going to be a bit on the quiet side. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to get some stuff a little bit easier to look at. So stand by. Minor bit of scuff, but it shouldn't be that bad. I'm waiting for a feedback from my OBS studio that I was doing this. Okay, I need to talk to you guys something about something very important that happened recently. This is going to be very, very difficult for me to discuss this because this is going to be very, very, very personal. One of the things that you worry about a loved one that may have that has had it happen to them. Now I'm that person to that particular who has recently had something happen to them, and I can't sugarcoat this at all. I recently experienced I recently suffered a stroke. It's not an easy thing to talk about because, honestly, this is going to be very much unfiltered. But I basically have to I find it sometimes very difficult, very difficult to speak. And I'm still trying to figure everything out, all this happening. It started last Tuesday when I encountered I originally thought it was just a bad headache, but it got to the point where I actually had difficulty. I was experiencing what was called a more generalized expression is called aphasia. Basically, I had to do what I could to try even spit out the words to make even speak. It is such a hard thing to do that would normally come easily to me. It's not as easy as it once was. And you'll have to understand that I may end up having to say a lot of things that are a little bit distressing. Thank you, Emmy. I appreciate your kind words. And thank you, Red Blue Fire. I felt it was not appropriate to play any music or even play, and I've also turned off all the redeems on the Twitch side of things. I also turned off tits as well because this is not something very appropriate for something like that. This is taking so much of my energy, not just for keeping trying to keep my emotions as best as I can, but actually even speaking itself is difficult. And in the very first days of what happened, I got into the ER right around late night on Tuesday night. It was so bad, I couldn't even speak the word speak. Literally how hard it was to do. And I hope never anybody has to suffer to deal with that. Most of the time, you would see this with someone who's much older, like in their like a senior citizen already having this. But I'm actually younger for experiencing this. My partner's my partner has had a stroke not long ago. She's recovering very well, although so I'm wishing on your very speedy recovery. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your support thus far. It is so hard to even take the time to even speak this out because I hope someone actually can actually benefit from this. Sure. Oh, it still doesn't. Well, the thing is, though, is that a stroke can take any of a number of different forms. It can be just as simple as what I mean, I've heard people actually sound like they otherwise didn't actually deal with it, feel like they didn't feel much of anything about it. But it actually affected me to the point where I pretty much had to start over from scratch for less of, for for one of better words to say. Keep doing your best. Keep hanging in there, and you got this. We're relieved that you've made it this far, the other side. Yeah, but it's very difficult. And I want to say everybody thus far who've been I've been I've been holding on this for the last few days, and only today I've actually come out about it. What's happening? And I know it's going to take some time. It's going to take a bit of time. It's going to take a bit of effort. It's going to be a bit of determination as well. And also, please understand that I've also turned off all the alerts as well because this is very important. And I need to be able to speak about this. Yes, thank you. This has been one of the most challenges in my life to ever come my way. And I spoke about all the stuff that's happened. I gotta run for now. We'll keep keeping you in your thoughts. Let's see. Um, you made it this far. Don't stop fighting. That's one of the things I recently had to write because this. And thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. You have no idea how much it means to me. Yes, I came out the very other side of that particular hole. But let me tell you, it is not easy. And this has been very difficult. And I'm doing everything I can to at least say I want to make sure that it's worth something. A family member of mine suffered a stroke and lost their ability to speak for a year, but they regained their ability to speak. And the fact that you still can, is a good thing, even though it's hard. Yes, I know. I realize for some people it's a lot harder for them, and some people may not necessarily be able to come back online as quickly as I have thus far. The point is, it's a very difficult thing to talk about. And the point is that I want people to understand that you're not alone. I don't want people to be alone about this. my partner, the one that isn't Emmy, had a stroke in January or February. She recovered quickly. Thank you so much for the thank you for the encouragement. I appreciate that. I will keep watching that as that goes on. But the point is that this has been a very challenging thing, and I thought the very first day. I mean, I was actually trying to talk to the people at the ER. It was one of the hardest things I could have done. I was like, and it was expressed dysplasia, I believe they said. Dysphagia, excuse me. Thank you, Shade. I appreciate the words. So basically, I literally could not speak the words I needed to speak. But they at least had enough of information coming out to understand what I was saying. So we'll support you always, Katt. When you can. If you need a break for a bit, or all of us could come right back after back when you return. Yeah. It's just at times I find it difficult to sometimes say what I'm trying to talk about, and it's very hard at times just to get things back the way I want them, the way I want them to be. But I know that for some people they've had it even worse. I mean, I have not gotten to the point where I haven't actually to the point where I couldn't. I mean, I was actually to the point where I was saying I could barely get anything out. Things have been improving better every bit of time that they've come thus far. And I would normally not have these issues, but even normal conversation has become very difficult at first. It may take a little bit of time, but it's okay. Take your time. Yeah. All right. Thank you. But I want everybody to know that I don't plan on giving this up anytime soon. It is hard. For me, anyway. And I also want to say to anybody out there, I do not compare your hardships, even if it's more than a year. It is hard for anybody to deal with. And I want them to think as same. I'm not sure how to say it. I consider myself fortunate having had things they've happened thus far. I'm still figuring it out, and I know that the other people that Ash mentioned earlier, having or maybe it was Master Chaos, but they were talking about having a lot of difficulty for a year. I could not think about that myself, but I know it happens to people. But don't really know what to say other than hope recovery goes well. I'm going to do what I can. I've already managed to get some prescriptions going on as far as taking care of getting myself back on the mend, as it were. And this is going to take a little bit of time to talk about this, but I want at least people to understand, A, you're not alone. I don't want you to be alone. And I don't want to be one. I don't want to be alone either. And I appreciate everybody speaking, bringing into the conversation. And it is, I consider myself enormously fortunate to know as a number of people on there. It's just at times, ordinarily I would have no issue saying some of this stuff, but it's part of the living this whole experience. It's very hard to say at times to come with the words, even if just simple words, because this is not easy, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. It may take a little bit of time, but anyway, I wanted to at least tell everybody that I'm okay thus far, and it's going to be a very difficult journey on for me, and by no means am I the only one out there, and I don't ever want to think anybody. I wish everybody else the best as they can as well. I wish everybody I wish everybody the dearest, the very hard. It's very difficult to say the words I actually want to say. I want everybody to do well in the time ahead. I hope I don't have to deal with this again. And hopefully as things go on, I'll be okay. And I hope everybody is also okay. Anyway, I think I need to go ahead and end this. I need to end this stream because I wanted to at least everybody to understand I'm doing okay. I am going to work very hard, and I want to be the very person you've known the way I've been, as well as I am turning the page and becoming that new person that's coming out. Things are going to be different. Things won't be the same, but it's very, very challenging. And I wish everybody, let me take a look here, making sure I have everything ready to go. So anyway, I think I need to go ahead and I'll write a bit more before too long. I've also written my black reading on white background, just so then people, hey, I'm not going anywhere, or at least I'm trying not going anywhere, and I'm going to write something so then people at least understand I'm here and I love you all, and thank you so much for all the love you've given to me all this entire time. It's been very difficult, and it will be difficult, but I believe I am going to fight this as best I can, and also with all the wonderful love that you all have given to me. And I love you all too. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and switch off to the video that shows my logo, and then we're going to call end of stream. I'm not going to rate anybody. I wanted this to be very, very specific, very, very dignified for this. And thank you everybody so much for all your believing into me, and also talking to me and giving me the courage to handle this. Thank you, and more soon. I hope to talk to you before too long. I don't know if I'm going to do any normal streaming soon. I'm going to try to. I make absolutely no guarantees at this point. I need to make sure I can at least get past the biggest hurdle right now. But anyway, thank you so much for all your love, and I hope to talk to you soon, and take care. And hang on a sec here. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.